Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard. Before we get started, reach down there and hit that subscribe button if you can. Alright, now after all of the years of doing this channel and all of the times that people have asked me, hey, what's the trigger pull like on that thing? I've just been kind of estimating. It's kind of heavy, it's kind of light, it's pretty good, whatever. I'll finally be able to give you some numbers because Wheeler sent me this. It is the professional digital trigger gauge. So now I will be able to give you real numbers. Let's get this thing opened up and we'll give it a few tries on this Ruger Max 9 I got over here. Okay, here's the Wheeler Engineering Fine Gunsmithing Supplies. This is the professional digital trigger gauge. It's got a 0 to 12 pound range. It's plus or minus 0.5% in accuracy. Has a low battery indicator, automatically calculates the max, minimum, and average pull force. And it's a pretty cool little device. I've seen a lot of people use them. I just have not had one since I've been doing this channel. We'll get it opened up and get the case out of there. Get the packaging out of the way. Open the case up. There's our paperwork right there. There is the digital trigger pull gauge. This little piece inside the lid right here is for triggers that have a blade on them. The little dongle you have to press to get the trigger. It's a safety, trigger safety on there. We'll get that out because the Ruger Max 9 does have that on there. You got your instructions in there and you got a calibration sheet from the factory. The nominal value, they tested it at 3, 5, and 9 pounds, and the actual test value was 3, 5, and 9 pounds, 0.2 ounces. So that's your accuracy there. The 3 pound to 5 pound is going to be pretty accurate. If you go 9 pounds or more, it's probably going to be off just a little bit. It does take two AAA batteries. So you'll flip this thing over. You got to take that little screw out of there. And open the battery compartment up. And we'll get a couple batteries out of here. Alright, put the batteries in it. Get the cover put back on it. Get that little screw put back in there because it doesn't latch. It actually has to have the screw to hold the cover on there. Don't over tighten the screw. It does say in the instructions not to over tighten that screw. Alright, we'll get those out of the way. And there it is. It's powered up. So in the instructions here, it'll tell you the digital trigger gauge will automatically power off after 10 minutes of inactivity. When it's in low battery, it'll display a icon up in the screen. It'll let you know. Once the battery is installed in the device, press the power button and power it on. Well, it's already on, so we'll power it off. Avoid applying any force to the sensor when turning on the scale. So right now, the sensor is right in here. It's not back here, so it's in this arm right here. So when you've got it in the closed position, there is no pressure on it. So we'll turn it on. Everything is powered up and we can switch between pounds, ounces, and kilograms if desired. And each one of the buttons is labeled on there what they are: units, there's kilograms, and there's pounds and ounces. Rotate the arm 180 degrees out of the storage position until it snaps in the upright position right there. And then you can twist the top here if you need to. If you're doing a rifle and you need to get it out of the way of the buttstock right there, you can get that up in there. But normally you're probably going to want to use it right there. And we're going to go ahead and get this Ruger Max 9 out of here. Now this is a new one. I haven't done a review on it yet, but it's coming. Okay, I got the Ruger Max 9 here. It is clear. Nothing inside of it there. It's cocked right now and ready to go. So we're going to take the digital trigger pull gauge here and we're going to put it in there. I've got the piece on there that's going to depress the dongle on the switch there, so that activates that or deactivates that safety on there. And we're going to put our finger on the back of it here. It does say a tip: place your finger on the place your trigger finger over the back side of the sensor housing. Allows you to precisely control the trigger pull. Hopefully I'll do that, because once it breaks, if you over pull it, you're going to increase the weight on the scale there, and that's not what you want to do. You want to get it right where it breaks, and it's a little hard to control that sometimes. So we've got it here. I've got no readings in there. We'll go ahead and put it in there, and we'll give it a pull. All right, 7 pounds, 5.3 ounces. Once you've taken your reading, go ahead and push enter, and that stores it in its memory bank there. It says number of pulls is 1 right there. So we'll go ahead and get it cocked again and put it back in there. Give our second pull here. 6 pounds, 11.2 ounces. We'll go ahead and get that one put in there. Cock it again. 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces. Six pounds, 12.3 ounces. And this will be our fifth pull right here. 6 pounds, 15.8 ounces. We'll get that entered in there, and then we'll switch the mode here. The maximum was 7 pounds, 5.3 ounces. The minimum was 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces, 5 pulls, and that gives us an average of 6 pounds, 14 ounces on there. Not terrible. I'm kind of curious as to what that the Taurus GX4 was, because that one had a really heavy wall when you hit it there. Now the nice thing is I will be able to tell you actual numbers on these things. Normally if I do give you a trigger pull weight, it's just from whatever the website says, whatever their specs say, but this will give me actual right here and average ratings and everything. And there can be some user error on there, because like I said, if I push that a little bit harder past the break point, it may give me somewhat of a false reading. So the 5 pulls, the average of 6 pounds, 14 ounces. It's not a terrible trigger on this gun. And it's not a bad feeling gun yet either. I haven't done a review on it yet. It does come with a 10 round and a 12 round magazine. So that gives me a little place to put my finger on there. And in the 10 round magazine, I did put the floor plate on there with the pinky extension on it. But we're not talking about this gun today. We're talking about the Wheeler Engineering digital trigger pull gauge. It's pretty nice because you can average it out. It does it itself and you don't have to do any mathing. Pretty nice little setup here. And if you're going to do any kind of you know, polishing of the triggers or anything, clean things up a little bit, this is a good tool to tell you whether you've done any good or maybe you've made it worse. Who knows? All right, there it is. That is the Wheeler Engineering professional digital trigger gauge. A pretty handy tool to have around for your budding gunsmiths, or if you just want to know what your actual firearm is doing. It's a handy way to do it. You figure your pulls and your average and everything, because they're not all going to be exactly the same. But I'm going to put some links in the description down below, and it's getting pretty close to Christmas time, so if you know somebody that would like one of these, check them out. They go anywhere from 40 to 75 bucks. You can catch them on sale in different places every now and then, but a handy little tool to have around. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button down here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.